Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only. Please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Okay, 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 okay. Beautiful, beautiful people. Rest assured that it is going to be okay. We're going to talk about this. I don't know why I did like cha-ching, cha-ching. We're going to talk about this Mercury energy. I don't know, because it's in Leo, so it's like, I don't know why. Big Leo energy, maybe. So let's talk about Mercury and Leo. So just understand that Mercury moves out of a sign every like three weeks. When things go into retrograde, sometimes it is kind of a tad longer, because when we see something in retrograde, we think it's going backwards. It's actually not necessarily going backwards. It's just the way that we see it. It looks like it's going backwards, but it is. It's like it. At no point did it stop going, forward. It's like still moving. Anyway, long story short, with Mercury, it is in Leo. It actually just got into Leo, so Mercury is going to be in Leo from July 27th to August 11th, and of course after that it will go into Virgo. But right now, Mercury is everything that has to do with communication. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, so that's everything that has to do with understanding information, connecting the dots, analyzing the information, but really, like, it rules how we communicate. It rules our voice. It rules social media. Like, I would say Mercury and, let's say Uranus. So, like, Aquarian vibes, which is the technology, Uranus technology, and Mercury, which has Gemini and Virgo, is like the actual, communication. That's all that social media stuff right now. So with this being in Leo, and it also being in Leo season, come on now, people are gonna be like, they're gonna have big voices and big talent. So if you have any like hidden talents that have to do with the voice, whether that is singing, whether that is spoken word, whether that's acting, whether that is like maybe others from that highest level of energy, because Leo at its best side is generous. So when it comes to Leo and Mercury, you gotta be generous with those words, babies. You gotta be generous with those words. And again, no retrograde. We're not gonna see retrograde until Mercury going into, like, leaving Virgo, going into Libra. And actually it's gonna go in its pre-shadow period in that period of time. But it's gonna be okay. It is going to be okay, because Mercury goes into retrograde typically in the same element each year. It might have a little back and forth in another element, and this year was everything that had to do with the air signs. And so, of course, we had Aquarius, we had Gemini, and now we will have Libra. And so Libra, well, as obviously you'll put it, it's going to have to do with partnerships. It's going to have to do with, it could be both personal and professional partnerships. That's the things. So make sure that communication in romance is where it needs to be. Make sure communications for all my entrepreneurs out there, aspiring entrepreneurs, in your business partnerships. That's a marriage too. So make sure that communication is top notch, because you never want to lose a friend or a really good person because the communication is off. Sometimes you all will be working towards something that maybe it's just not meant to work out. And if you pick apart each other, that's not going to be the best part. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a little bit of business advice in general. Never give up. Giving up is never allowed. Taking a break is fine. Rechanging the plan is fine. But don't give up even if you need to change focus. Okay, we don't want to work on this anymore. We're going to work on that. That's completely fine, but don't give up. These opportunities, when it comes to business or even personally in a romance, it builds character. And you have to know that you can be with someone who can build with you, as opposed to somebody who can only be with you in that one moment. And then once that, movement in that moment is gone, you really can't do anything else with them. You want someone who can gracefully age with you, okay? So there's your tea for the day. So, with this Mercury and Leo, I want you to go out and tell the world who you are. I want you to say, this is me, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm passionate about, and X, Y, and Z, da, 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 da. Because the energy out right now supports that kind of motion. The energy out right now supports that kind of movement. So you want to work with the energy around you. It's okay if you're nervous, you're scared. Let me tell you something. I believe you can be confident and still be nervous on the inside. When I look at everything that I want to do, or everything that I do, I'm constantly intimidated by the things that I'm doing. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to put one foot in front of the other and show up each and every damn day, just because. That's all you got to do. Now, I'm going to take a moment to talk about the houses. With Mercury being so close, your house and what your natural Mercury is in, it plays a role. But Mercury moves so quickly highest